Record high temperatures together with strong winds and little rainfall has set off more than 100 wildfires across Turkey's southwest. Several people have lost their lives, while thousands have been evacuated from their homes and popular tourist spots along the Mediterranean coast. But amid that hardship, the country has come together in a show of solidarity. Firefighting planes are working day and night to stop the inferno. And so far, the vast majority of the wildfires have been brought under control. Emergency aid has already been allocated to those who lost their homes. Turkish officials said an investigation will be launched into what caused the blazes, adding that arson has not been ruled out. So, is this a wake-up call to take the effects of climate change more seriously? And how can countries like Turkey better prepare for future wildfires? And to answer that, joining me now from Ankara is Abdulkadir Develi. He is an associate professor at Yildirim Beyazit University. He has written extensively on the effects of climate change. And from Antalya, Ibrahim Ozer. He is the Deputy Director General at the Turkish Red Crescent and is currently overseeing the relief efforts where he is. So, gentlemen, a warm welcome to you all. Turkey has been battling over 100 wildfires across the country since July the 28th, and planes, firefighters and volunteers are working day and night to contain them. So, Ibrahim, what is the situation on the ground? Where are we now?
Well, as you mentioned, Turkish southern coastline is burning. It's burning, and there's a thick smoke appears on the Manavgat sky. There's a smoke going on. I'm right now in the middle of one of the towns. I think you may see the smoke in the background. There is fire as well. As of yesterday, there's a huge fire. As of this morning, I believe there is only 7 locations left that there was fire. There's a very devastating and hard working going on. There's a non-stop work going on. Firefighters hardly working on it. Law enforcement, Turkish Red Crescent, and other national non-profit organizations are also on the field trying to help people and then try to put out the fire.
So when do you think we'll be able to put them all out? I mean, or is this too dependent on the winds?
Well, according to the news last night that we had, there's close to 150 locations that there was fire. But again, there's only 8 left. But because of the wind, because of the power on the wind, and then because of the locations of the wind, the fire is shifting. So that is the tiny, I think, issue is try to take the control of the fire. But there's again non-stop work going on, and I believe very soon all fires will be under control.
So, Abdulkadir, how do you think Turkey is handling these wildfires so far?
Okay, I think that all personnel of fire department, firefighters and volunteers working very hard to halt the wildfire. But weather conditions like low humidity and high temperature make situation worse. And low humidity have a seen in Black Sea region also, you know that. And this region had a wildfire at November of 2018 and 2019 because of low humidity. I think the key word is here, low humidity. This is the results of the climate exchange. I will explain the later question, I think. And I hope that all the wildfire will be under the control in the short term.
So, Ibrahim, how has the Red Crescent responded so far, and what is needed the most at the moment?
Well, let me start with what's needed on the scene. We have our field staff, we have our social services staff, psychosocial support staff, and other NGOs that are on the ground. They collect information and then they basically send it to us. So we know what's needed on the ground. So basically, whenever there's a disaster, there's shelter and food. They are like brothers. We have to work together to provide shelter and food. We are the main responsible actor providing food, hot meals, related to food items. So when we came to the ground, first we gave hot meals and water to make sure that people get enough calorie. And then we continued supporting other departments, and we continued providing hot meals. So right now, we are almost every single location whenever there's a need. And it's not only us, although it's basically we coordinate. So we are the coordination unit at the
Yes.
same time. We coordinate other non-profit organizations whom they are in the food line.
Yes.
So we coordinate to make sure that every single person on the ground, they need to get enough supply.
Okay, so fires are common in southern Turkey, Abdulkadir, during the hot summer. But experts have said
Yes.
this year's would be much bigger than usually. So do you believe this is a wake-up call to take effects of the climate change even more seriously?
You are absolutely right. This is the net effects of the climate change. This is the reflection of the climate change. The world is getting warmer. The history is coming from the 18th century. There is a cost for everything, and cost of industrialization is a carbon emissions, and the carbon emission is responsible from high temperature. And high temperature has been affected every unit of the atmosphere, direct or indirectly, and there is a positive correlation between high temperature and the wildfire. We can see many examples of it in United States, in Russia, Europe, and wildfire is now more frequent and intense. And we have a longer summer and wildfire seasons and shorter winter. And 1 centigrade increase can be crucial for the wildfire. Unfortunately, between 1 and 2 centigrade increase have been seen in Mediterranean basin. In collective approach is necessary in these situations. And key issue is increasing of carbon emissions, and we have to stop it as soon as possible. We should decrease dependence on the traditional fossil consumptions, and we should increase green and renewable energy.
Yes.
If we cannot do this as a world, we will face more serious consequences of climate change.
Yeah, this is a scientific explanation, Abdulkadir, but there has been a lot of activity on social media platforms as well, like a combination of solidarity and disinformation. What kind of a role do you think social media platforms play amidst this crisis, and what needs to be looked out for?
We need a strong solidarity in these bad days, and we should follow the official informations and avoiding disinformations, because there is a really hard fight against of the wildfire in area. The important thing is to reach to the information here, and because this is a very technical issue, and we follow the official informations, I think, we avoid of the disinformations.
So have you, Ibrahim, been affected by this information, as well as we know that many countries have sent support to Turkey and countries pledged their solidarity? How has that impacted so far on the ground, people?
Well, working together, sharing good times, sharing sorrow times are based on our culture. So we love to share all the times together. And especially during the disaster, we also share those times as well. So people need to know that government and departments, non-governmental organizations, and Turkish Red Crescents are on their side. So same as other countries as well, we are in a very small world that we need to help each other to heal the wounds.
Yeah.
So that's why I see on the ground that people are pretty happy when someone coming from another cities. So at Turkish Red Crescent, we are here, right? From HQ, from north to south, east to west, every single city that we have volunteers and staff right on the spot. So when they see us coming from different cities, they know that we are here to help them.
Yes.
So I think the same feelings are about other countries as well. So they are here, they leave their country, they are here to help us, to bring their help. It's pretty appreciated.
Okay. So, Abdulkadir, it's not only Turkey. Raging wildfires have erupted around the world, mostly in Europe, the US. 2 years ago, we've seen in Australia. So, but on a smaller scale, I want to ask this. Isn't it time for Mediterranean countries, for example, to establish a regional climate change and risk response mechanism to counter risks ahead of what should be done moving forward?
Okay, this is the issue of all the Mediterranean country, I think. The Mediterranean basin is a sensitive region against of the climate change. This region is affected from result of climate change, not only Turkey, but also other countries, as you mentioned. Therefore, we need a common coordination of to decrease risk and devastating effects of the wildfire at all levels, local, national, regional, and also global, at global point. Region country can work on regional fire risk map and monitoring system, early warning system. And this is also the kind of tool to increase solidarity between the country. And as I mentioned, big wildfire is not only issue of this region, but also issue of the world. And we should take the action against of it. And climate change struggle is the again the key issue of all the developed countries, especially because they are responsible from the climate change more than the developing country. And we should take action as much as possible. If we do not do this, it will be we will face to the worst day, I think.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining us. And Ibrahim, good luck with your efforts.